what's up? Welcome back to my channel.
I'm Colin.
Okay, I'm Bianca.
And we just got engaged.
So, yeah, Colin's my fiance, and I know you guys had a lot of questions about the proposal and just like everything, just questions, so many questions. I asked Colin questions on our recent podcast episode, so if you haven't listened to that, make sure you go listen to it because it's questions that I had. But now we're answering questions that you guys had, and so I asked on my Instagram and YouTube, but I'm just gonna like rapid fire ask these questions because there's so many, and we just want to like boom, boom, get it done. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So here we go. Also, if you're not already following the gram, you should follow the gram so you can be caught up with everything, wedding, planning, everything like that. Here we go. I'm just gonna fire them off. Let's do it.
Okay.
First question is for me, sorry. Do you wish you were dressed differently or more prepared? No, I don't wish I was dressed differently because I really liked my outfit that day, and I was already dressed up because of the Super Bowl because I like obviously wanted to look nice. We were going somewhere, so I really liked what I wore. And I don't wish I was more prepared because then I would have known it was happening, and I loved that I had no idea that it was going to happen at all. I mean, like I knew it was going to happen one day, but I didn't know it was happening that day. What made you think it was time?
I think that, like, 1, it's a feeling. 2, I had the ring. 3, there was circumstances that originally I was going to propose to Bianca in this uptown penthouse apartment in downtown Charlotte, and I was able, through like this guy I do music video stuff with, to be able to stay there for like an affordable price. So I was originally going to do it there, so then I was like, okay, everything's falling into place, I need to do it because of the circumstances. But also I was ready, like we were in a certain spot in our relationship where like things were going really well, like we've gotten to the point where like we're super vulnerable and open with one another. Like I know I love Bianca. I already knew that like I wanted to be with her for a very long time. We've already talked about like getting engaged and being married and having kids, so it's not like any of that was out of the question or like out of the blue. Like, you know. Yeah. But yeah, I think that's a good answer.
Okay. I'm gonna do a whole video about the ring coming up probably in the next couple of videos, like details about it. But this next question is, did we pick out the ring together?
Yeah.
So, yes, we picked out the style of the ring together, and
when did Diamonds Direct?
We did go to Diamonds Direct.
When did Diamonds Direct, like a few months ago?
And just tried on different styles
to kind of get a real idea of what Bianca liked.
We didn't even know my ring size, really. We didn't know if we liked like a gold ring.
Yeah. Well, I think it's a pretty good idea because originally, like a long time ago, Bianca showed me a different ring.
I was like, oh, I like this.
But then she doesn't even like it anymore, and then we went there and she didn't like the way it looked on her finger, and we were just like looking at different styles. Yeah. I don't know, I think it's very helpful. And then we both got to like have a say, like we both got to agree with like kind of be like, oh, that looks good.
It was like a us thing instead of, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Which I liked because like I knew I would like it, and then like I knew he would like it, which is important to me. Like, you know? Yeah. And we both like really liked the oval, is it pave or
well, I think it's just like so much more simplistic but really nice, and it doesn't like distract from the stone.
Here's like an up close little thing if you guys want to see. Nice and up close. So yeah, it's an oval shape, and it's the size of a 2-carat ring. Letting everyone know. I'll do more details on the ring in a couple videos, so you're gonna want to watch it too, just letting you know. How long were you planning the engagement for? When did you buy the ring? And do we want a long or a short engagement?
Okay, so I bought the ring like 8 weeks, maybe, like 8 or 9 weeks before it happened.
So December.
But then the ring didn't ship for like 6 weeks. And then I was planning, so like if you're talking about planning an engagement versus like what actually happened with the engagement, I like thought of all kinds of different scenarios throughout like the past 6 months. Like about like what I could do and like different ways to do it or approach it and when to do it. But like in terms of planning this one, it was like 3 weeks. Like prior, like knowing exactly how it was gonna happen.
Okay. And then we want a longer engagement.
Yeah, we want a longer engagement.
And then the next question is, are you getting married this year? And the answer to that is no. We are shooting. We
For
still
the
don't have the venue,
beginning
but we're
of-
shooting for like a early spring wedding
Yeah.
of next year. So we'll have like a longer engagement. That's okay though, because we want to move and get a dog.
I have a lot of
and
stuff.
then get married. So like everything is still going to be super fun. And like we just get to expand the planning process, which in my eyes will be a lot less stressful, a lot more chill, a lot less pressured. I can have more people involved, like Colin's family, my family, Colin's mom. I get to try on dresses for as long as I want. You know what I mean? So
that's the main idea though too, is we didn't want to be stressed out about it.
No.
So,
and
we
also
kind of have a lot of stuff going on
fall,
this year.
it's like something I've noticed. I want to do a whole video on like first couple months of being engaged, but something I've noticed is that like every venue I like is completely booked out for this year. And plus it just doesn't make sense for us to get married in the fall just because of so many things going on, and we're going to so many other people's weddings in the fall. And so
That's true.
It's just very unrealistic, I think, nowadays to get a wedding in like, I guess if there's a date available. I think it just all depends, but I've noticed that venues are literally booked out so early. I'm like, I have no idea when these people have booked their wedding, like, or planned it, because I'm like, it's just a lot. It's honestly stressful. I'm stressed. How long did we date before we got engaged? Over 1.5 years.
Well, a year. Yeah, it was like 1.5 years.
Yeah. And yeah, okay. How long do we want to be married before we have kids?
Let's see, like 5 years.
Yeah. 4 or 5?
Yeah.
4 or 5. Do our families get along?
I mean,
Yeah?
yeah. Don't really hang out, but
Yeah, our families don't like hang out or anything.
yeah.
But like if they're near each other, or like if we're all in the same vicinity, they get along.
Don't not like each other.
Yeah. What season do we want the wedding in? Right
We're
now we
talking
want
about
the spring.
Yeah.
Next question is, has anything changed between you guys now that you're engaged?
I don't think anything has changed. I think there's just
It's just
more love in the air.
I mean, there was like previous love in there.
Yeah.
I think it's just the whole fact that like he's my fiance now. Like now it's like real.
Well, now I call her fiance as long as I can remember. Like
Sometimes
half the time it's like girlfriend or
pops out.
boyfriend, but
I think it's just like crazy because like we knew we wanted to be together, but now like you're actually
now it's
gonna be my
official,
husband,
yeah.
and like we're actually gonna have kids and
Yeah.
dogs and like a house
Yeah.
and be together forever. So now it's just like surreal. You know what I mean? Like it's just like you're just like, wow.
if you like it, then you should put it right.
Yeah,
here. I cuffed
exactly.
her. That's what happened.
Okay.
It like cements something, but I don't think you can really be like prepared for how it's gonna make you feel. I feel like it's one of those things where it's just a major life event.
Yeah.
And it's just kind of overwhelming with like joy.
I agree.
Yeah.
A lot of people are asking like how we picked the ring and stuff, and honestly, like we said earlier, my best advice for that I think is to just both go try on rings one day,
Yeah.
regardless if that's where you get it or not, because we did not get the ring from Diamonds Direct.
Which is true.
But I definitely think you should go to a store, like a jeweler, where you can try on different engagement rings so you
just
can see what
look
looks
and-
best on
yeah.
your finger, because like I just think it's good to know. Like I honestly think that the girl and the guy's perspective is important, and opinions on the ring, and that it's best to go there together and just figure out what you like and then let him take it from there. You know what I mean? As a girl looking forward to this moment your whole life, what did it feel like to have it finally happen? So I don't know, it was just like surreal. It was everything I wanted. Like it wasn't super extravagant. There wasn't a lot of people looking at us. Like it was just really intimate for me and Colin. I loved that his sister was involved. And like when I saw him get down on that like a knee, from what I can remember, like my stomach just like I don't even know, like it was just like so much butterflies, and like I just couldn't believe it was like it was happening, you know what I mean? Like I've thought about this my whole life. I couldn't believe that it was Colin who was doing it. I don't even know. It was just like, it was perfect, but I don't even know. And it was so caught off guard, so it's very hard to remember because I was so like
very
shook.
emotional.
Yeah, it was super emotional, and I just like, it's like right after it happened, I was like, oh my god, like it happened. You know, it's everything. I don't know, it's that.
Very, very surprised.
Yeah,
That's the real thing.
I can't talk.
She's having flashbacks. She's like, oh my god.
It just felt really good and exciting, and I just wanted to like scream it to the world, like, we're engaged. You know what I mean? Because like, it's just, I'm excited for it to happen to everybody because it's like such a magical experience. It's like Disney, but better. Okay, were your expectations of this moment different than how it actually happened? And no, not at all. But I'm also the type of person who I like don't really want this extravagant proposal. Like I just want it to be like intimate and like special to me and Colin, and like no one else matters in that moment but me and him. And so it pretty much happened exactly how I envisioned it would have happened. I even said to him the other day, I feel like we're rooftop like engagement people, like just as a joke, because I saw something online.
That was a while ago.
It was a long time ago. Yeah. But it's just like, it was exactly like what I had imagined, you know? But that's definitely not why he proposed to me on a rooftop. I think you had plans to do that for like a while.
Yeah, well, and it was kind of nice because originally it wasn't going to be on the rooftop, but then it kind of evolved into that.
Yeah. Okay, Colin, did you ask my mom and dad for permission / their blessing to marry me?
I asked her dad, and then I told her mom. But I mean, her mom is we've already like told her mom so many times that we were getting married, and she was like so excited about it.
She was planning the wedding before the wedding was even a thing. She was telling people that we were engaged, like before.
She was telling people that we were gonna get married, like look out for it in like the next year or two, like it's coming.
So it was like, people are asking if we planned it at all, or was it a complete surprise? And I think that we planned it to the point where like we knew we were ready to get engaged, but from then there was no set plan, like on this day we're getting engaged between the two of us.
I think we planned it in the sense that we've talked a lot in our relationship about the future and about being together forever and having a family and having puppies and where we're going to live and what kind of house we're going to be in. We've talked about like all that stuff. So I think in the sense that our future together, we have had it planned to happen, but we didn't necessarily like plan when it was going to be, you know?
Small or big wedding?
I want it to be more small.
Medium. How my foot's asleep. Okay, a medium wedding, I think.
Yeah.
Like small or medium. Like, you know when you get sizes, it's like small, medium, large. Like we go small, medium. How did I think Colin was going to propose? These are like 3 things that I was pretty sure were going to happen, but I didn't know for sure. It's just like in my head, knowing who Colin is as a person, this is what I thought he was going to do. So I definitely knew he wasn't going to just get down on a knee and be like, will you marry me? Like I knew he was going to say something cute. And like, I didn't know if he was going to read it off or like what. He ended up memorizing what he said to me, which was pretty cool. But I knew he was going to say something sweet instead of just like you know what I mean? The get down, drop the knee, will you marry me?
I set the bar pretty high when I asked her to be my girlfriend. I think that's what did it.
Yeah, I think so. And then I knew he would make sure that I was like in a good state. Like my hair was done, my makeup was done. That's like everything I expected was for, and for someone to be there taking pictures. That's it. That's everything, and that's exactly what happened. So everything's good. Colin, did you plan for our engagement day to be a palindrome day?
Honestly, it's a happy coincidence. I'm so excited that it is a palindrome. Like, I think that's so cool.
Yeah.
And we both love Arrival, so that's kind of where we learned about what palindromes were, like the name Hannah and stuff like that.
But basically, if you don't know, a palindrome is something that reads the same forwards and backwards.
Yeah.
So the day we got engaged was 02, and then 2020.
And it reads forward and backwards the same thing.
So it's cool.
It is really cool.
For a second, I really wanted to get married on like 10/10/2020, so it was like something else that's cool, but it's probably not gonna work out that way.
I think it's honestly such just a happy accident. I wish I could say I planned it that way, but I didn't. But it's really funny because like days before it happened, Bianca was like talking about like February 2nd and how it's like, oh my gosh, look, it's like it's a palindrome. Yeah. And I was like, oh wow. Like in my head I was like, oh cool. Or well, in reality I was like, oh cool, but in my head I was like, oh it's so dope. But I couldn't say anything because I'd just be like, what was it?
That's funny. Whose family had the best reaction? So my family wasn't there, and I know people, oh, that's actually probably a question. I think our families have like equally good reactions. Like when we got back to his house, his family had champagne, which was cool. I think just everyone knew it was like gonna happen.
Yeah.
So it wasn't like a shocker. You know what I mean?
This is true.
And his family definitely knew it was gonna happen because the rings was at their house before it was at ours. So.
Well, they all knew like weeks before leading up when it was gonna happen.
Yeah.
So.
Okay. How much say does Colin have in wedding planning? I feel like we're having an equal say.
I feel like I have like a say, but a lot of the times I'm just like, dude, just do what you want. Because, like, honestly.
I've asked him for his input so far for everything I've ever asked him.
I wanted, like, I think it'd be really cool to be like outdoors. Because, like, we've looked at a lot of venues that have like super big old trees that are really beautiful. Where like we would be standing, I don't even know what that area is called. Like where we would be standing.
The ceremony.
Where the ceremony would take place, and well, I didn't know if there was like a certain name for the place you stand or whatever. Okay. But I don't know. I think it'd be really cool to do something like that, or like just outdoors in general. We've talked a lot about that. You know.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Are we planning on having any other desserts other than just cake?
I mean, Bianca definitely wants.
We definitely want donuts.
You know, that's a good question. Oh, nah. I was going to say caramel rolls, but I don't know.
That's not possible. Goodness.
There'd be so many.
How did you know I was ready for you to propose?
Bianca's been ready since day one. I knew because we've talked about it a million times.
Okay. Question. Where is it going to be? So.
We're still not quite sure.
We're not quite sure.
But.
That's pretty much why we don't really have a venue or a date yet. Because we don't know. We've dabbled in destination, which I think we've vetoed.
We've thought about the beach.
We thought about the beach. We've thought about Charlotte.
And Nashville.
And we thought about Nashville. Right now, Nashville's on the top of my list. And it makes sense because if we're moving in November to Nashville and we have a like March wedding, I feel like that's the easiest. And if you've already been married, you're gonna have to tell me if I'm like right or wrong. But I feel like if we already live in the state where our wedding is at, it's gonna be easier for us. But also, I feel like for a majority of the wedding planning will be in Charlotte. So I don't know if it's easier to plan a Charlotte wedding and just travel back here in March, even though we moved, or plan a Nashville wedding and plan it for where we're moving. So it's a little confusing. So if you have any insight on that, please like comment and persuade me in some way. Bianca, were you expecting the proposal to happen in the near future? I was expecting it to happen in the future because we went ring shopping, like looking and at like what we liked. So I knew it like had to have been happening. I just really did not know it was happening on that day, like at all. How did Colin make sure you had your nails done? So, do you want to tell you? No.
Well, Bianca hadn't done her like toenails in a long time, and we always like touch feet when we're cuddling. It's just a thing. I don't think it's weird at all. But her toenails were just
a little longer.
Crazy long.
No, they're
and
a little long.
I just got done just watching one of the Jurassic Park movies because I was kind of bored.
Needs to get their
and I was like, dude, you're like a velociraptor right now. And I just kept telling her. And yeah.
He just kept calling me a dinosaur, so I was finally
That's honestly
I even made an Instagram story, like literally made an appointment so Colin stops making fun of me and calling me a dinosaur. So he just like was just calling me names, and then I finally went and got it done. And then that was like the Monday of the week we got engaged, wasn't it?
I think, yeah, it was like the week of.
What has made our relationship remain so good?
I think mainly just being able, it has to do with communication, but mainly just being able to be honest and vulnerable.
And like our true self.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think, I would say that's the biggest things.
We also have a lot in common. We have the same sense of humor. We're always on the same page. We pretty much read each other's minds. Like,
yeah.
You know what I mean?
I think,
I think we're super close.
But I think like one of the biggest reasons too is like a lot of people tend to resent people when they're in relationships, especially like long married couples. But I think a lot of the time it's just because they don't talk about things. Like if Bianca did something and it bothered me and then I didn't talk about it and then I just let it build in my mind and then it just kept happening over and over again and I never talked to her about it, then I would start to resent her.
But if I do something he doesn't like, he just tells me. And if he does something like, I just tell him. And it's super simple. You get over it. You feel stronger after you talk. It's like fine.
It sucks in reality, like to have that conversation and like do it. But it's gonna save you in the long run. And also that's just the reality of like trying to have a positive relationship. It's like you have to do that. And it's like, okay, it's like having the little battle versus a huge war.
Yeah.
So yeah, and that's just reality. Like no relationship is without having conversations about things you like or don't like. That's just reality.
Have we ever thought about eloping?
Oh yeah. I mean, we've joked about it. I don't think we've ever been serious.
I don't think,
so, yeah.
I think that, like, I'm the
We've
first to
joked
get married
like
in
10
my
times
family.
at least.
He would be the first to get married in his. Like, I want to have a wedding. You only get married once.
Yogo?
Yogo. You only...
Yogmo. No, it was Yogmo.
Yogmo.
At
Only
first,
get
it's like
once.
Yogamo.
No, it's
Yogomo.
Yogmo.
It's Yogmo. Yogmo.
Okay, do you think you'll hire a wedding planner? And are you nervous for all the details? I was talking to our friend Elle today at the gym, and she's getting married in April in Charlotte, and
I think it would be dope.
she seriously said, like, hire a wedding planner. Like, it doesn't even matter how much it costs. That way you can just tell the wedding planner everything you want and they do it for you, because they already know vendors, they already know florists, they already know who's good, who's bad, who's worked well, who's less expensive, who's within your budget, instead of me having to try and do all the research on my own when I'm already trying to work. And like, doing what I do is a lot of work. It's like all day, every day, like a lot of things going on. You always have to be on your game. You always have to be on your schedule. And so like that on top of planning a wedding, which we all know I'm like a type A super planner, but I also want it to be like exactly what I'm envisioning. So if I could just pass my Pinterest board to someone who literally does this as their job and be like, this is what I want, like, you got this, and just do a good job. I think that that sounds really good. I used to want to be a wedding planner too, which is kind of crazy. Like, I really did, but my life took me in a different direction. Never too late though. I could just still do that later. I could be a wedding planner, interior designer, business strategist.
There you go.
Goodness. Okay, but I do think I will hire a wedding planner. That is one thing we both have to have at the wedding, no exceptions.
I don't know.
The one thing I have to have at the wedding is an aisle lined with wheatgrass when I walk down.
I guess my ring.
That's funny.
Yeah.
Oh, we still have to pick out your ring.
Yeah.
That's gonna be a fun process. We can film that. Anyways, actually, that's kind of like a bad one. One thing I have to have at the wedding, no exceptions, is a videographer. And if Penn Weddings could film our wedding, I would be so happy. Penn Weddings makes my favorite wedding videos. If you've never heard of Penn Weddings, look them up right now on YouTube. Penn Weddings. They make such good videos, I swear. I really like them. They're probably super expensive. I haven't even looked because we haven't gotten that far. But Penn Weddings is so good. They like tell the story. I feel like I like really know the whole families and the bride and groom after the wedding video is over. Like, I just really like it. They make it super sentimental and intimate and cute. I like the way they edit it. They include voices and talking, because you know some videos just have like the layover with the music. I definitely don't like that. I want like what we said to be in the video. You know what I mean? That's my thing, for sure. Your ring? Is that your answer?
My ring, you, and someone to wed us.
Oh,
Everything
I think
else is irrelevant to me.
We know the person who we want to like officiate our wedding, which is cool.
It is cool.
Ryan can't stop. If you're watching this, we love you. Just saying. Okay, he asked, describe your relationship as a signature food dish. Can I say our signature food dish is paella because we both love seafood and there's such a variety?
Sure.
That's a good one. I think we're paella. Everyone's asking when Colin knew I was the one. He knew I was the one when he kissed me on the playground when we were like 7. Just kidding.
I knew at our southbound date.
He knew at our Mexican date.
Does that bother you?
Yes. He knew when we went to this one Mexican restaurant in Charlotte and we had the best time ever. He drove his like family's Corvette to impress me, and he got a jalapeno margarita and hated it.
It was awful.
Ooh, I like this question. Will you have coordinated bridesmaids dresses or have each bridesmaid have their own dress? So I want all the dresses to be the same color, but I want them to be different styles. And if like two people like the same style, I don't care if it's repeated, but I really, really want to have show me your moo bridesmaids dresses. It just seems right. Okay, next question is, what's my favorite thing about the proposal that Colin did? And my favorite thing about the proposal was how much he made an effort to make it a surprise. and how like genuine it was, and like it was just super out of like the ballpark. You know what I mean? Like it was just over the top of surprising. Like I was blown away. I was in shock.
She had no idea it was coming.
I was in shock for a while.
She was like, what?
I was like, no. Okay. Oh, I like this question too. Will your baby sister be the flower girl in your wedding? So I haven't thought this far, but if we get married in March or around then, she'll be almost a year old. She'll be like shy of a year, like 2 months shy.
Oh, you're the younger sister?
Yeah, isn't that crazy?
Mm-hmm.
Isn't that crazy that we're gonna be like holding her in a couple months? So I feel like if everything like works out, she can like, I don't know if they can walk by then. I don't think they can.
I highly doubt it.
I don't know. I've never had a baby. I feel
I mean,
like she
a
could
year
be
from
like
now.
held down the aisle, but also I have 2 twin cousins who are like little, like less than 5. So I feel like
Yeah,
they're gonna be the flower girls.
for sure.
Like I definitely want her to be like present and at the wedding, but I feel like she'll be too young. And like she's just a baby.
Mm-hmm.
She'll be a baby. Crazy. Also, my twin cousins are literally hilarious, so I'm sure they'd love to run down that aisle. You know what I mean? Have we gotten hate for being engaged so young? Someone asked. I need to fix this.
So young?
First of all, I don't think we're so young. Colin's 23 and I'm 22.
I've never heard anyone...
I'm gonna be 23 in 2 months.
I've never heard anything about
But
hate.
no,
Yeah, we haven't gotten hated at all for being too young.
I still don't think we're too young.
I don't think
Like, we're both out of
I think this is
college.
a very typical age.
Yeah,
that
I've
people
had
get
friends,
engaged
I've had
at.
a lot of friends get engaged before we did.
Mm-hmm. And have babies.
Yeah,
already.
that's true.
Like, talk about that. That's what I have to say to anyone who hates on us. Like, have you seen the people who have babies already?
I know, right? How long do you think is too long to be engaged?
Over 1.5 years, I guess.
Yeah, I think I'd definitely like to have a wedding before then.
Mm-hmm.
Do we have any specific goals we would want to meet before getting married? I don't think so.
Just having it all planned out.
Yeah, that'd be good.
Having it all planned out. Well, moving.
Yeah, oh, we will
Move.
like move in a dog before we get married.
Yeah,
But that's like,
moving a dog.
I would be open to getting married before those happened, but it's just like not the way the cookie crumbles sometimes, you know?
Moving a dog.
Why did you choose to propose on the Super Bowl and not a different day?
Because it enabled me to have the perfect excuse to get Bianca somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas if it was any other day, Bianca would have suspected something.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you know, like I've said multiple times, Bianca is like a freaking FBI agent and can like sniff out anything that seems very... If anything is out of order, Bianca's like, wait, what? What's going on? Blah, blah, blah. Where are we going? And I'm like, dude, chill. So it basically was the perfect day because it's the perfect day for something to happen and us to go somewhere. Whereas any other day, it wouldn't make any sense. And it was the perfect way for something out of the normal to happen that would be realistic.
Yeah.
That's what I would say.
True.
But also now looking back on it, I'm just going to be like, well, it was a palindrome, so that's why. But that's not true.
Okay, last question is, what are we most excited for? Each.
Pertaining to the wedding? Like the wedding day or just now?
I think like anything, like engagement, wedding, like out of this like whole thing, what are we most excited for?
Honeymoon.
I was gonna say I'm most
Easy.
excited for like him to have a ring on his finger because like
Me
it's
too,
cool, it's fun
for
that
sure.
I do, but like it makes me sad that he doesn't.
Yeah,
you know what I
I
mean?
want one.
And I'm excited to like call him my husband, but I'm also excited for the honeymoon. I think we're both more excited for the honeymoon than we are the wedding.
I'm excited to have to introduce her to someone because I haven't had to introduce you to anyone since you're my fiance.
Oh yeah.
So I can be like, hey, this is my fiance Bianca, instead of hey, this is my girlfriend. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, all of those things.
Mm-hmm.
I've introduced him as my fiance,
Mm-hmm.
so you haven't had that.
I haven't had that opportunity yet, so I'm excited about that too.
It'll come. But okay, those are all the questions that we're gonna answer because the sun's going down and I'm starving. So
I'm very hungry. And The
that's
Witcher.
all. Yes. Oh, we started watching The Witcher. It's good.
Mhm.
Anyways, thank you guys so much for asking those questions. We hope we answered like everything possible.
Yeah.
But all of those details on the ring are coming, so I kind of skipped over some questions that have to do with that.
It's okay.
But thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe so you can be a part of this little journey with us, plus moving in a golden retriever. So like honestly, it's so much good content. I don't know why you're not subscribed if you aren't. Anyways, okay, we will see you guys in my next video.